What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with an OCG pack review of Link's Vrains Pack 2. Alright, the Link Vrains Pack series is a series of booster sets in OCG that give 20 different archetypes Link support. Alright, as you can see on the screen, we have the 20 different archetypes that will be in Link Vrains Pack 2. 3 of those archetypes, the Hero, the Nordic, and the Phantoms, the TCG has already received through the Legendary Hero decks, so we actually got those cards before they were actually announced for this set, which is awesome. And I was going through the rest of the support, and I can tell you right now, there really are some damn good support cards in this set for a lot of different archetypes. The first one we're going to go into right here is Blacklisted Soldier, the Chaos Warrior. It is a Link 3. It has the arrows similar to that of Decode Talker. It has 3,000 attack. Alright. If it's summoned using a level 7 or higher monster, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Pretty sick. And if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate one of these effects. It can gain 1,500 attack. It can make a second attack during the battle phase of your next turn, or it can banish one card in the field. To be very honest, I don't see the first two effects being used that often. The third effect is definitely going to be used because getting that extra card off the field is going to be damn useful. And the fact that it can use any level 7 monster to make itself immune to card effects and destruction by card effects, it's going to be used in a lot of different decks. This is a Link 3 that you will be seeing often. Alright. Next card we're going to be covering is Heartbeat Conductor. Alright. Link 2, 1,900 attack. While she's in the field or graveyard, she's treated as Heartbeat Lady. She can protect any of your Heartbeat monsters on the field that you control from battle or card destruction effects by destroying a spell and trap instead, which is huge, because it helps set up the plays, especially with Historic Sign, if I remember correctly. And then it has a Phoenix Wing Blast effect, where it basically, if one of your Harpy monsters other than this one is returned to your hand, you can bounce one of your opponent's special summon monsters back to theirs. Of course, we got Thunder Dragon Goliath here. Alright, odds are Konami's definitely gonna get this card out in the next few sets because Thunder Dragons is a bit of a meta deck. It's the only Link 4 in this set. That's the one thing I find interesting. It does take a lot of resources to get out, so that might be its kind of downfall. You might not see it being used a lot. But if it's Link summoned, you get to target a Thunder Dragon that's either banished or in your graveyard and apply its discard from the hand effect, which is actually pretty damn good. And after that, the monster you targeted goes back to the top of the bottom of the deck, which means you can actually just redraw into it to utilize that discard effect again on your next turn. If any Thunder monsters will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish 3 Thunder monsters from your graveyard to protect them. So, yeah, it fits in with the bigger boss monsters like Titan and Colossus, but it does allow you to extend plays, but with the amount of resources you have to invest in this, I don't see many players using this as multiples. Maybe it might be a one-of, but who knows? Eventually, somebody's going to figure out how to break it, so. Next card. Okay, we have the Celestial Lord Parshath. Okay, it is a Link 3. It has the 3 bottom arrows, which is awesome for any Link 3 monster. It can search out the Sanctuary in the Sky field spell, or any card that has the Sanctuary in the Sky in its text by discarding a card from your hand. And if you happen to have the Sanctuary in the Sky on the field already, you get to search a fairy monster instead. Alright. And then if fairy monsters you control are sent to the graveyard, you can banish one fairy monster from your graveyard and special summon one that's a level higher than the one you banished. Alright, the way I'm seeing this is that, yeah, it centers around the Sanctuary in the Sky strategy, but it also focuses a little bit more on the counter fairy strategy that banishes monsters. A bit more. So I think that's the way Konami's trying to push that counter fairy decks. I would have been much happier if they would have given us the other half of the goddamn pendulum scale for counter fairies, but, you know, we got a link instead. Hopefully soon we get the other half. Hey, look at that! Aliens get their Link monster. Bottom right, bottom left, link arrows, 1900 attack, 2 reptile monsters to summon it out. You can discard a monster and place A counters on face-up monster or monsters on the field equal to the original level of the discarded monster. And if that card is destroyed by battle, this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon reptile monsters with different names from your graveyard, except link monsters up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with A counters, which is huge. It gives you a way to get A counters on the field ASAP, and it allows you to recover. Okay, next card is Dragoonian Knight Romulus. Link 2, bottom right, bottom left arrows. It requires 2 dragon and or wing beast monsters except for tokens. Alright. If this card is link summoned, you can add 1 Dragoon spell or trap or Dragon Ravine from your deck to your hand, so on summon search, cool. If dragon monsters are special summoned from the extra deck to a zone this card points to, you can special summon a dragon or a winged beast monster from your hand in defense mode, but for the rest of the turn that monster's effects are negated and you can't use it for link summoning, which really isn't that bad considering that this deck is more focused on synchro summoning than anything else. Considering that the next core booster set is going to be synchro-centric, I can see this card being included in that set. Alright, Scrap Bourbon is next. Okay, it's another link 2. Arrows are left and bottom, similar to that of Underclock Taker. 2 monsters, including a Scrap Monster. During your main phase, you can target 1 Scrap Monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and destroy a card on your field. And if a Scrap Monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, special summon 1 Scrap Monster from your deck, and then destroy 1 card on the field. So essentially, one effect can set up the other. It's not bad, it adds a little bit more to the deck. I can't wait to see how this is going to play and how it might bring scraps back into the format. Next card, which is something that I've been waiting to see if we're going to get, is Great General of the Six Samurai. Okay. Link 2, bottom left, bottom right. 2 warrior monsters, including a 6 samurai monster, so you can't just plus it into any warrior deck. It's got to be 6 samurais. And more importantly, again, link summon search, you have to discard a card to add 1 card from your deck that can hold Bushido counters. Which is huge because that's Gateway, that's Shien's Dojo, that's 6 Samurai United, and that's even the field spell. Alright? Anytime 6 Samurai monsters are summoned to the zones that this guy points to, he gets Bushido counters and ups his attack by 100 for every Bushido counter on the field. Alright. Moving on, we have Double Header Angered Knuckle. This is the train link. Okay. Arrows are bottom and to the right. Requires 2 machine monsters, which is not a shock. Can't be used as building material, so you can't climb up the ladder with this guy, but then again, you're not going to want to do it anyway. During the main phase, this is a quick effect. You can send 1 monster from your hand or the field to the graveyard to target 1 level 10 machine monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. But of course, the effects are negated. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 monster from your hand or the field to the graveyard to special summon this card. And you can only use 1 effect of this card once per turn, and only that turn. So it's like, you can only use 1 effect during the turn, and only once that turn, so it's got the Dragon Little Claws on it, so it's got a lot of the train players excited because it does do a lot of things in this deck. Next card, click, 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 click. Come on. Alright, we have Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Eagle. 2 Beast Warrior monsters, arrows bottom left, bottom right, which is best arrows for Link 2s. You don't have to send Fire Fist or Fire Formation cards from your hand to the field to activate the effects of Fire Fist monsters. That's a huge effect right there. Basically, activate monster effect for free without a cost. Yeah. You can see some people might not like that. You can target a Fire Formation, spell trap on the field, or in the graveyard, return it back to your hand, so it does give you a little bit more recursion. And then allows you to use a Foolish Burial effect on a Fire Fist monster from your deck to your graveyard. Alright, that plays into some of the graveyard-based strategy in this deck, so it's pretty interesting. I'm going to want to see how this brings the deck along. Alright, Trap Trick Sarah is next. Okay, it's basically one trap trick monster except a link monster. Okay, so basically that might signal that Konami's planning on doing some more trap tricks link monsters in the future. This link summon card is unaffected by trap cards. That's every trap tricks, which is not bad. You can only use one of the following effects once per turn, and if a normal trap is activated, you special summon one trap tricks monster from your deck with a different name from the cards you control. Okay, that's pretty huge. And if other trap tricks monsters effect is activated, you can set one whole normal trap card from your deck to your field. Also big. Alright, so it does play along well with the rest of the trap tricks cards, and it does add a little bit something extra to the deck. So, good. This is nice. It's a good, strong, solid card. Next card, we have DD Abyss King Gilgamesh. 2 DD monsters, gets it out, and when it's special summoned, you place 2 DD Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck into your Pendulum zones, and take 1,000 damage for doing that. Requirement, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for DD monsters, which is not going to be an issue because the deck is combo based, and it's going to be doing just that anyway. Alright. And if this link summon card is destroyed by an opponent's attacking monster or opponent's card effect, you can special summon one DD monster from your extra deck or their graveyard. Not bad. Be interesting to see how the combos in that deck work with this link now. Alright. We have a Ray Raptor link. I was kind of hoping for a Blackwing link, but Ray Raptor can be used in Blackwing, so I'm not going to really complain. Link 2, bottom left, bottom right arrows, awesome. 2 Darkwing Beast monsters, even better. If there's link summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 Darkwing Beast monster from your deck into defense position, and of course, the effects are negated, and it can't be used as link monster material. But then again, considering both Ray Raptor archetype and the Blackwing archetype, you're not going to be going into another link. You're going to be using that to build into your Xyz and your synchro plays, so not an issue. The second effect it has is when a Ray Raptor monster's effect is activated, set 1 rank up magic spell card directly from your deck. Also, it can be activated this turn. Alright, so it helps you do your rank up magics in your Ray Raptor play, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, let's do this one. Okay, we got hi-speedroid GOM gun. G-O-M gun. Okay. Lane 2, bottom left, bottom right, awesome arrows again. 2 wind monsters, which allows this card to be utilized in so many different decks. Alright, and even better, during your main phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 wind monster, and also for the rest of the turn, you can special summon monsters from the extra deck except for synchro monsters. Alright, so it locks you into synchro plays, but that extra normal summon can be used in a lot of different decks outside of Speedroids. I mean, look at Mecha Venom Beast, that extra normal summon will be huge. Oh, FAs, be huge. Your Senjus would be able to use this to help extend even further. So, it does a lot of different things. Alright, now for the Speedroid side of the card, you can banish 1 wind synchro monster from your deck, reveal 2 Speedroid monsters with different names from your deck, whose total levels equal the level of the banished synchro monster. Your opponent chooses one of those to add to your hand, and then the other one is sent to the graveyard. With Speedroids, I think there are effects that allow you to recover monsters that are in Speedroid monsters that are in your graveyard, so it does play into the deck's overall strategy for fast synchroing. So this card is definitely going to be huge. Keep your eyes on it. It could be coming sooner than later. Alright, this is the one card that I didn't expect Konami to actually make, but I secretly wanted them to make. Psy-framelord Labata. Oh my god. Link arrows, bottom left, bottom right. Awesome. Any monsters except for tokens, which means this thing is generic as hell, and it can be splashed in any deck that runs the Gamma engine now. And what's even better is that you can activate Psy-frame gear monster effects in your hand even if you control a monster, which means it keeps your Gammas live or your other Psy-frame gears live even during your own turn. Huge. Okay? Now, if they would have stopped it right there, I would have been insanely happy, but no, they added something else. If another second monster you control is banished during the end phase, you get to add 1 Psy-frame card from your deck to your hand. You can only use that once per turn, but still, oh my god, being able to get any Psy-frame spell, like Get the Feel spell, any of the traps, any other Siphon Gear monsters from your deck to your hand just to set up for next turn is just huge. It adds a whole nother level of consistency to the deck. I'm extremely excited to see when this card is coming out. I hope they release this soon. I personally can't wait for this card. Alright. Second to last card is going to be the Condemned Dark Lord. Alright. Alright, so the Condemned Witch storyline apparently is now linked to the Dark Lords. Bottom left, bottom right arrows. 2 fairy monsters, so this only can be really utilized in Dark Lord decks. You can tribute fairy monsters that require 2 tributes by banishing 2 monsters from your graveyard instead of tributing, but it's still considered a tribute summon, so that's kind of big. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, take 1 Dark Lord monster from your 1 Dark Lord card from your deck, and either add it to your hand or send it to your graveyard. So essentially, the second effect could potentially set up the first effect. So it does have some good uses here. So kind of curious to see how this is going to affect the Dark Lord archetype. And then last but not least, we have the most broken card in this set, Magical Musketeer Max. Oh my god, that thing's a Link 1. You can use any Magical monster that's level 8 or lower to summon this guy out. During either player's turn, you can activate Magical Musket spell or trap cards from your hand. Alright, the trap cards already had hand trap effects, so it really didn't need to include trap cards in this, but having the ability to make spell cards into hand traps, that's big. Alright, if this card is Link Summon, you get to activate one of the following effects. Add Magical Musket spell or trap cards with different names from your deck up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So basically, if your opponent goes first and they fill them filled with monsters, you can essentially get this guy, hopefully get this guy out, and get enough resources to basically stun your opponent out. The other thing is that special summon Magical Musketeer monsters with different names from your deck up to the number of spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So essentially, you can fill your field up and basically make back row heavy decks pay dearly, since the Magical Musketeer monsters activate their effects when other spell and traps are activated in the same column. So the fact that this sets the deck up and this adds too much consistency to the deck, it makes it broken. I don't like the fact that this is level 8 or lower Magical Musket monsters. I think if they would have capped it off at level 3, it would have been better. Or just level 8. But the card is what it is. This is the one card I really don't hope to see come out anytime soon. Just like Needle Fiber. I think it just does too much, and it will just be too much of a pain to hear the complaints. Other than that, guys, this is the end of my review. Let me know down in the comments which cards you are very excited to see out of this the 17 cards that I just reviewed. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single one of my uploads. And until next time, guys, peace.